Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we have an unboxing, but it's already been unboxed. I did one video before this and it didn't turn out the way I wanted. It was way too long, so I decided just to do it this way. Basically with the finished product. I still may post the other video, and if I do, it'll be like a part one and you guys can see what I went through to take everything apart and put everything together or whatever. But anyway, let's get this one going. And this is on Recon 1. Here's Juno. Juno's joining us. She just woke up. She was over there sleeping by a sliding glass door. But remember when I said that I wanted to get deep carry pocket clips for my Recon 1? Well, this is a pair of pants. Here's my new Recon 1. The new deep carry pocket clips. Got these on Amazon. These came from Amazon. Now, these pocket clips are fairly strong, but they're not super strong. They're not as strong as like the original pocket clips as far as like retention. But they're strong enough for like, you know, like if you're using your knife for like a work knife or whatever, but I don't know if I would trust them on a motorcycle. They're made in China. They're pocket clips made in China. And these are the only deep carry pocket clips I can find that I really liked. I like the way that they looked. The other ones I found were held in with 2 screws. These are held in with all 3 screws. And they're made to fit into the the milled out slot in the handle. So they're made just for these handles. Works really good though. All right, Juju, you gotta get down, sweetie. We gotta do this video. That's my girl. This is the way they look in the pocket. See how easily they go in the pocket? As opposed to, let me find a Recon one with the old pocket clip. See what the difference is. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see, when these are held in, when you turn your pants upside, if you were to fall upside down, it's gonna hold your knife in the pocket. This one, the same test. Let me move everything out the way here. That's the difference. That's why I like cold steel pocket clips, people. That's why I like cold steel pocket clips. A lot of people always complain about this, oh, they're too strong, they're too tight, they tear up your pants, blah, 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 blah. If you ride a motorcycle, you want a strong pocket clip. You don't want a weak pocket clip. This pocket clip works just fine as an everyday work pocket clip. I don't know if you can see my pants here. I'm trying to show you my pants. But it goes in and out just fine. I like that for work because it makes it easy to get this knife out and put it into action. You know, as far as like, doing the chores I need to do it at work. So for work, I can understand. I do like a pocket clip that's easy to use and doesn't tear up my pants because I use my knife a lot at work for food prep type stuff. All right, let's set this aside. And yes, we got a shipment from SnaggleTooth. SnaggleTooth, that was the unboxing. SnaggleTooth. SnaggleToothMF. And we got the shipment from Amazon for the pocket clips. I'll leave links in the video. But I went ahead and tore these apart, and I put this one already had the ring on it. I put a ring on this one. And I put a ring on this one also. But this one, I was having problems getting the screw off. So I have to go get another screwdriver in order to change this screw out, and so I could put the pocket snag, the SnaggleTooth pocket snag that I bought for it on this, on this one. I got this one. This one will have a metal aluminum finish pocket snag on it. So this one's not finished, so it's not in the video. But these are the ones that are finished. They're made the way I want them to be. These right here are my two older ones. My two older cold steels. This is CTS-XHP. This one's I've always carried. This one I was carrying about 3 years ago. It was in my rotation box about 3 years ago. And I decided to put the deep carry pocket clip on it. And I may put a pocket snag on these too. But I sort of just want to have them as be like pocket knives. That's why I got the deep carry pocket clip for them. I just want them sort of be like deep carry pocket knives for work. These are the Recon ones. Basically, let me do it like this. These are the Recon ones I could take to work. And I wanted to do this one because I wanted to have a slicey blade for work too. This one right here is the Recon one with the spear point blade or drop point blade with the saber ground blade with its flat ground. It's a flat saber ground. It's really nice too. It's 3.8 millimeters thick, but the point gets real acute. It's still pretty strong though, but it's because it's got a switch, so it looks like it's thinner than it is. Beautiful knife. Why am I doing this? Because I started wanting to carry Recons to work because with all the weird weather and stuff like that, I just like having Recons on me all the time. I don't know. Recons and Voyagers are like pretty much my two favorite knives that you can still purchase. The other one that I really like is the Tau Wars. And I like the large Tau Wars and the large holdouts, but they don't make those anymore, so I don't show them to you guys because you guys can't get them for yourselves. I know you guys can't get the CTS-XHP stuff anymore, but you can get the new ones. The new ones are just as nice. As a matter of fact, I sort of like them better because I like the handle scales a little bit better. These handle scales are a lot smoother as opposed to like the old handle scales. All right, sweetie. You know Grandpa doesn't like you up on the table with the blades open like that, sweetie. You gotta get down. Love you, kiddo. That's my girl. And let me put this one out here too, even though it's not finished. I want this one out here too. So it got me frustrated because I couldn't get the thumb stud off. And it's like the head of the screw is starting to strip. So I think I'm going to have to get like a heat gun or something. Because I don't know, it must be red Loctited on there. I'll get that off. And put this one's going to be nice too. So then I have three choices that are totally, that are going to be totally snaggle-toothed out, and I have three choices with deep carry pocket clips that I can carry without people noticing them. And that's what I'm doing, people. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one out there. Nothing really more to say in this one. Go ahead and put this one out there and let you guys see it and give you the links to where I got these parts at. And also, I might put up the first one too, and I might do like part 1 and part 2 so you guys can see me take this stuff apart and actually build these knives. I did pretty much all in one video. I couldn't quite finish because the video started running out of time. But anyway, people, I'm trying to get these out for you today. Today is Wednesday the 25th. Wednesday the 25th. I'm OCD about my blades. I saw a little, it was some oil, actually some grease. Beautiful looking blades though. Absolutely love my Recon ones. The Recon one to me is like, for me it's like maybe the best EDC. because the size is legal for me to carry, and, concealed in the area that I live in. And I totally have total faith in it, as far as like being, the lock strength and the type of knife it is and everything else like that. And I really love these with the ring on them because it extends the grip. Instead of having to use the forward grip all the time, I can go back to a reverse grip, and it gives me a little bit more reach. Makes the 4-inch blade actually like a 5.5-inch blade. So I pretty much have the same reach as, well, I don't have one of my mega folders, one of my mega folders around here, so I was going to compare it, but I can't do that right now. Absolutely love these people. So there they are. I highly recommend the Recon 1. I always see people, I saw people talking about the Beg Lighter XL. There were somebody was spine whacking it, and I suggested not to do that because the Beg Lighters are to me, Kaiser knives, the Plunge-Lock knives, those are all very lightweight duty knives. They're not heavyweight self-defense tools, not in my opinion. I like the Kaiser Beg Lighter XL because it's bigger than the other smaller lightweight Plunge-Lock folders I like to carry to work. And they're really good for like cutting things and like slicing things because they have thin blade stocks and they use good blade steel, so they holds a good edge. That's the reason why I like those. I don't like those because I think they make great self-defense tools. I just want to put that out there. These are self-defense tools. If I was going to recommend a 4-inch blade for a self-defense tool, it'd be a holdout, a towel war, a counterpoint, a Recon 1, large Recon 1. What else is 4 inches? I'm trying to think of everything that's 4 inches as a triad lock. But basically that's what it would take for me. It'd have to be 4 inches with a triad lock. Because, I don't know, I don't like knives that are too heavy. And one thing I really like about cold steel knives with triad locks, or I should just say Andrew Demko triad lock knives, is because I like to give Andrew Demko the credit because he's the one that designed this knife lock, not Cold Steel. It was Andrew Demko. But the reason why I like this, is because it's lightweight. These only weigh like 5 ounces. It's lightweight and you got good size, and this is stronger than any folding knife that's made by any other company other than Cold Steel. There's nothing that's stronger than this made by another company. And everything that tries to be stronger than this that's made by other companies is always weighs like 8 ounces. 7, 8, 9 ounces, 6.5 ounces at the lightest maybe. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about like deadbolts. Deadbolts are like, 6 to 7 ounces, 8 ounces. They're heavy knives when they get 4-inch blades. And then like all the other knives, like the Power Lock knives from Spyderco, and I don't know, even Axis knives from Benchmade, or crossbar lock knives that are this size, they're always heavy. And they have to be because otherwise the lock won't be strong, because the lock relies on a strong stainless steel frame. The Triad lock does not rely on a strong stainless steel frame. That's the difference. It may not be as fidgety or as fast to open and close, but it's fast enough, and it closes fast enough. And it's way stronger than anything else on the market. So if you want to get a knife for self-defense, I recommend a Triad folding knife. If you want a knife that's a strong fidgeting knife, it's also strong enough to be a self-defense folder, I would go with either the Shark Lock or the Atlas Lock. Other knife locks I trust are the deadbolt. But the deadbolt has some issues with the pivot, whereas the Cold Steel Triad lock doesn't have any issues. Sometimes you may get a bad one where it may go on lock blade mode or whatever. Just make sure that you're buying from a reputable dealer that's authorized dealer from GSM that's authorized by GSM Cold Steel to be selling you their products, because then you can send it back to GSM and you can get a replacement. There has to be an authorized dealer, because the new Cold Steel only warranties authorized purchases made from authorized dealers. Just letting you know that. I've been through that with some towel wars I purchased off of eBay, tried to get them repaired, couldn't. So I don't want to see other people have to go through that. You know, sure you can get better deals in lots of other places, but sometimes, you know, when it comes to warranty service and stuff like that, and with any kind of knife that you buy online, it's always good to have a good warranty because you're buying it sight unseen. You don't know if it is. You don't know if it's perfect or not. A lot of times you get things that aren't perfect. That's just part of it. This knife came from Canada. When they first started making these without the finishes on them, they were only selling them in Canada. The Blades of Canada or something like that. That's where I bought these two from. These two. But now I want to put it to work. Now it's going to go to work. And when all these are, I've decided these are the knives I like to carry the most, the Recon ones, the large Recon ones. And for the simple reason that they're lightweight, they're super heavy duty. I trust the lock, knife lock. I trust the Triad lock more than any other lock on the market. Any other lock. Shark lock, Scorpion lock, what other kind of locks are there? Deadbolt, compression lock, liner lock, frame lock, ball bearing lock, power lock, whatever. I don't know of any other lock made on this planet that I trust more than a Triad folding lock, Triad folder lock. And I'm not necessarily a cold steel fan. I just want to put that out there. But I am a Andrew Demko Triad lock fan. I am an Andrew Demko Triad lock fan. And I don't know if you ever noticed, but most of my knives I would call, you know, real serious self-defense folders, they all have Triad locks. Except for maybe the tie lights, you know, but all the rest of them have Triad locks. And I think of the deadbolts too. The deadbolts I have is serious self-defense folders too. You know, the M16, 04DB, the 03DB, the Clever Girls, the Seismics, the Lynchpins. Those are all great knives. But the pivots come loose. And if you don't know how to tighten up the pivots, or you're not very mechanically inclined, or don't get into taking apart knives and stuff like that and have to pull maintenance on them, those knives aren't for you. These knives you don't have to do anything to. When you get them, you know, sometimes the pivot will come a little bit loose after a lot of usage or whatever, but you just tighten it up with a T8 or T10, whatever your knife requires. It's no big deal. You just externally tighten it up. On a deadbolt, you have to take apart the lock to get to the pivot. And that's sort of a pain in the butt, the way that knife is set up. But I actually do like the deadbolts. The deadbolts work really well. But like I said, the pivots in them are bad, aren't that great. And require a lot of maintenance. These are the knives I would recommend for soldiers, for military, for, I don't know, any kind of law enforcement, Secret Service, whatever, Homeland Security, anybody that's a prepper, anybody that's a biker, anybody that needs a good strong knife that may need to perform as a tool or something else also, I would recommend these knives. I don't know how else to say is that. These are the knives I recommend the most, are the Triad folders. You guys will see me try all kinds of knives made by all kinds of makers, you know, whatever I can afford to buy, and try it if I see something that looks kind of neat and I want to try it out or whatever, but don't think that I think that's better than this. This. The Triad folder is the top of the food chain. Is that the best way to put it? The Andrew Demko Triad folder lock is the top of the food chain. That's the best lock you can buy for a folding knife. If you're going to use it for a heavy duty knife, a camp knife, a self-defense folder, what have you, a hunting knife, whatever, I would always recommend the Triad lock. If anything that requires a strong lock, go with the Triad. All right, people. Well, that's about all I got to say. I know I rambled on for a long time. But I always see people talking about, you know, they have like problems with this or that or whatever. But, you know, don't think that is, you know, because like the Plunge-Lock knives for me were knives that I tried out for work knives, not self-defense knives. That was never their purpose. Their purpose is only to be a work knife. And for a work knife, I don't require that a knife really have a super strong lock or anything like that. I do like to have if it has a weaker lock type, like a liner lock or frame lock or plunge lock or something like that, I do like it to have a flipper. So if the lock ever does give out accidentally, the flipper will help protect my fingers from getting cut up. That's the reason why I like flippers on weak lock types. But don't think that those are my favorite lock types for a self-defense knife. I know plunge locks are very popular in the United States amongst American knife makers. I'm not going to mention any names, but they're very expensive knives, and they use them in side opening autos. It's pretty much all. That's pretty much the only type of lock type I pretty much see next to maybe now you got the lock bar axis lock that's being used for autos, but it's always been pretty much the plunge lock. And I've never thought autos were like super strong knives. That's like, you know, I don't know. I know a lot of people like them because it's fun to push a button and everything like that, but this type of knife is way stronger than any side opening auto. I put this knife up against any side opening auto in a weight hang test, back spine whack, or whatever kind of test you want to put it through. I would like to, you know, I would say one of these knives would, you know, demolish something like that real quick. So, you know, I know that the plunge lock is used in a lot of tactical knives. That's all I'm saying is that, but the plunge lock is not a super strong lock. I'll leave a link to the test that Andrew Demko did with Hogue knives with I think it was the XE01. That's like the first plunge lock knife I ever purchased. And it's a very well made plunge lock, extra strong plunge lock knife, and probably stronger, way stronger than any of the plunge locks coming from China. And you can see how well that one holds up. And then you can sort of understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, peace out. Stiletto. This one's going to be out there today. Absolutely loving them. It's deep carry now. My new work knife, deep carry. Absolutely loving the deep carry clips. That's cool. But like I said, these aren't bike proof. I wouldn't wear them on, I wouldn't trust them on a motorcycle. Snaggletooth time. Snaggletooth time. It's the new one that I did today. Snaggletooth it all the way out. And this is the other one I tried to do, but I couldn't get this thumb stud off. I'll work on this one, people. You'll see it finished. All right. Peace out, Stiletto. Have a great day.